Happy Saturday, foodie friends and grain-free VIPs, and welcome to today's Slice of the Grain-Free Lifestyle episode, where our topic is, what kind of grain-free allergy friends will my kids like? Oh my goodness, I'm so thankful to everyone who voted in our poll, because we want to make sure that I'm coming live every week and giving you content that you are really enjoying. So thank you. Big shout out to those who voted. If you are seeing this live, please drop an emoji below and tell me where you're tuning in from. I'm coming to you live from my home in Oakdale, Connecticut. And I'm just going to wait for a quick sound check from my VA to make sure you can see me and hear me. And we are good. Thank you so much, Arlene. Couldn't do this without you. So today we're talking about grain-free, allergy-friendly foods that your kids will love. And let's just go through the quick list of foods that kids generally like. Pizza, chicken nuggets, right? French fries. Okay. Chicken patties, chicken tenders, right? Then maybe there's some mashed potatoes, waffles, pancakes, right? Then there's usually some pasta dishes and cheese, and tacos, right? Well, that can all be grain-free, allergy-friendly. And let's just be clear about that. When I say grain-free, allergy-friendly, let me share the list of allergen-friendly foods that I'm talking about with you. Okay. No gluten, no grains, no dairy, no eggs, no soy, no corn, no almond, no cashew, no peanuts, no tree nuts, no sesame, no nightshade, and no lectins, because that is what we avoid at my house. And honestly, we avoid more than that. But we still eat feeding the little kid in us. As a matter of fact, last Christmas, we decided to feast like 7-year-olds at the bowling alley snack bar. And so our Christmas platter was chicken nuggets and pizza bites and cheddar bacon bites, and we were reveling in it. Now, before I get ahead of myself, I want to show you the food, okay? So first thing, we are going to cook live today. Surprise! We are going to make a toasted tuna sandwich, okay? So I've got my lectin-free vegan butter here. There's none of the allergens I mentioned, just to clear that up. There's no gluten, no grains, no dairy, no egg, no soy, no corn, no almond, no cashew, no peanut, no sesame, no nightshade, and no lectin in it. And these are in the shape of pumpkins because I used a candy mold, and they are fabulous. So I'm just going to take these pumpkins and I'm going to put them on my griddle here because my griddle is heating up. And what am I going to use for bread? Well, I'm using a new bread that I'm testing. It's not perfect yet, but that's okay. Now, in my VIP recipe box, my VIPs have the recipes for my flatbread, my pizza recipe. They have my fluffy hamburger rolls. How could I forget to mention cheeseburgers? What was I thinking? Of course, cheeseburgers with fluffy hamburger rolls. We can have all that. Your kids can still enjoy that while avoiding grains, top allergens, and lectins. So here's a slice of the bread. Here's another slice. These slices, these poor slices, they're rescue slices. They were going to become breadcrumbs tonight. I had to save them for a sandwich. So we're going to make a toasted tuna sandwich. And if you wanted, you could totally make some of my pourable, my liquid cheddar or mozzarella and put that on there too. And I'm just going to let the butter melt a little bit, and I'm going to mix up the tuna. So I got a can of tuna here. And I'm just going to put it in the bowl, right? And I know not every kid likes tuna, but it's quick food that you can usually get a kid to eat, even if it's reluctant, unless, of course, it's on their allergy list, in which case, use chicken, if that is safe for you. Tuna, thank God, is a safe food in our house. Beef and pork are on our allergy list, so we got to use the foods that are safe for us, right? One person's safe food is another person's allergen. So I always get questions. Nina, how do I break the recipe? What if I'm avoiding coconut? No problem. We can break the recipe for you in a safe way. A couple of my VIPs have recently discovered that coconut is unsafe for them. So we're going through every recipe they have, and we are breaking it, taking out the coconut and adding in ingredients that will still give them the food that they are craving for their kiddo, without grains and the allergens that they're avoiding. Now, I'm going to need a clean spoon for my mayo. Don't want to be putting the tuna spoon in the mayo. That's disgusting. So I'm just going to take a 1/4 cup of my lectin-free mayo, and grain-free VIPs, you have this recipe in my VIP recipe box. If you don't have a VIP login, just go ahead and put VIP down below, and that way I can reach out to you and help you create your login. And I know my awesome VA, Arlene, who's helping me today, she's going to put the link to my calendar there. And that way, if you're interested in learning to break your own recipes in time for the holidays, you can get your name on my calendar so that I can help you do that. Because there's the science to it. It's not a guessing game. And let me tell you, when I figured out how it worked, my life got a whole lot more delicious. Okay, so I got my tuna, and I got my 1/4 cup of lectin-free mayo. And now I'm going to take a tablespoon of ranch seasoning. This is my homemade dairy-free ranch seasoning. And I'm just going to mix it all up. And my butter's melted, and that's good. So let's talk about grain-free, allergen-friendly foods that your kids would enjoy. How about some donuts? Would chocolate donuts make your kiddos happy? I bet it would. And I say that because I am not blessed with children. My grain allergy was discovered at an infertility appointment of all places. And if you can believe it, 2 miscarriages, it just didn't work out for me. But I ended up foster parenting a child with food allergies. And that's where I learned how important it is for kids to be able to eat safely together, as if my own experience wasn't enough. And so when parties would come around, this little kiddo would go from a happy, bouncy kid who could eat at home to, I'm not going to school today. I said, what do you mean you're not going to school? There's a party and I won't be able to eat anything. I said, well, we have your party foods at school, because we would send in foods and we would have it, saved and frozen and everything. And we would have safe breakfast for her, and I would pack her a safe lunch and all that. Well, this little kiddo was being told that she was going to be excluded from the party, and that is not legal, and that does not have to be the way it goes. Kids don't have to be excluded because of food allergies. And I want to give a shout out to my VIPs, because my VIPs are some of the most amazing parents that I have ever met. They work tirelessly to get their kiddos the foods that are safe for them so that they can heal from the stuff that's causing chaos in their body. Some have tics, others have bowel disorders, other kiddos have neurological stuff going on, and it's just not fun. All right. So I got my butter melted, and just going to take my butter, and I probably should have a plate, but that's okay. So my butter's melting, and I'm just going to spread it. I got my butter knife. I burnt my butter. That's all right. So you can see I'm spreading my butter. And I'm going to put my butter on my bread so I can toast it. And I am still testing this loaf of bread because it is positively delicious, but it still has some bugs to work out. So it's perfect, because today you and I are going to test how it toasts. And I'm just going to spread the butter. Okay. There we go. All right, so I got 1 slice grilling. And I think for a sandwich, I'm going to need 2 slices, don't you think? So let's take this. And I told you that I made this in pumpkin butter molds. All right, so I'm just going to give this some time to heat up and melt. This butter, when it softens at room temperature, it is phenomenal. If you are coming on and just now being notified, could you say hello and let me know where you're tuning in from? And if you are catching this on replay, please use #replay. So we're talking about kid-friendly foods without grains, without the top allergens. And I am making a tuna sandwich. And if you're going, Nina, that is a top allergen. We're talking about allergy-friendly, not allergy-free. The reason we don't say allergy-free is because one person's safe food is another person's allergen. And the top allergens change all the time. So if tuna is not safe for you, no problem. Use chicken. Use something that is safe for you. So what kind of foods can your kiddos enjoy without grains and the top allergens? Okay, waffles, pancakes, muffins, indulgent egg rounds that look like eggs and taste like eggs, but there's no eggs in them. And you can even put some bacon in them. If you're like me, you're going to use turkey bacon because we avoid pork at our house. It's an allergen. All right, let's take this And we're gonna slather the butter on so we can grill it up nice, because a grilled tuna sandwich is a treat, right? Okay, put the butter on the other side. Okay, we're gonna get it nice and golden. And now, if you do not have lectin-free butter at your house and you're like, what am I going to do? I don't have that butter. Use refined coconut oil. Refined coconut oil is one of my best friends because it makes it possible for me to cook when I'm out of butter. So it won't give you a coconut flavor. It will give you the nice creaminess and crispy texture. Let me just check on this. Okay. Oh. And we're flipping, because guess what? Look how nice and toasty this bread is getting. Isn't that beautiful? So it toasts quickly. I've got it on 4 because we are hanging out today and I didn't want it to take forever. So we've got pancakes, we've got waffles, we've got donuts, we've got muffins. One of my VIPs is breaking a recipe for cinnamon rolls. What else can you have? How about mac and cheese? Yeah, chicken nuggets, pizza, crispy cheddar bacon bites. Delish, right? Pastas with gooey cheese, even a lasagna. I've never seen a kid who likes lasagna refuse a grain-free, dairy-free lasagna when you make it in a way that tastes real, because that's what we're going for. We're going for tasty foods that don't look grain-free, that don't taste grain-free, and that your kids are excited to eat. And if that sounds like something you'd like to know more about, use my calendar link. We'll meet for a no-pressure consult and talk about how I can support you with that. Now, hello, dinner, right? Yes, pizza is a wonderful food. It might not be your favorite for dinner, or it might be. I've got a white sauce pizza, and I make the liquid mozzarella so that you're not dealing with the cheese that just is clumpy. And by the way, those cheeses that you buy at the store are often loaded with hidden grains. And if you're like, hidden grains, what are those? Those are those are ingredients made from grains that you won't recognize on a label, like maltodextrin, or even white vinegar, or modified food starch, which you find in so many dairy-free products. It makes me a little insane, and I used to get really sick from them. Let me grab a plate. Part of the reason why I do this work is because nobody taught me. And I figured if nobody taught me, then there might be other people out there who are struggling in the same way that I was, who want to eat safely, who want their kids to have pizza and cake on their birthday. Oh my gosh, how do we not talk about desserts? How do we not talk about desserts? Dessert is like my favorite menu. I'm making pie this weekend. So yes, we can have pie. I'm making a maple pecan pie. I think I want that a little darker, just a little darker. And I'm going to flip this. All right, so we're getting good, we're getting crispy. We're gonna make a toasted tuna sandwich. And again, you could totally do a liquid cheddar or liquid mozzarella. I think if I were doing this with cheddar or mozzarella, I would grill one side, put the cheese on the hot side, and then put the tuna on it so that the bread was hot when the cheese hit it. That way the cheese really got good and cooked in the middle. Because if you've ever tried a toasted cheese sandwich on non-standard bread, the cheese doesn't always melt before the bread burns. So definitely use that tip. So let's talk desserts. Everybody deserves pizza and cake on their birthday. And that includes kids too. When I had my foster child, she had a chocolate allergy. So we made her a vanilla cake with a whipped vanilla frosting for a birthday party she went to. We had chocolate chip cookie bars. Since I've moved on from parenting, my menu has exploded because now I'm not parenting and I have time to develop all these recipes for you. So how about a 3 chocolates cake with chocolate cake in the middle, white chocolate frosting, and a chocolate ganache over the top? Oh my gosh, that was actually the cutting cake at my wedding, and let me tell you, it was amazing. So that even the guests who weren't gluten-free, who weren't grain-free, were like, can we try some of that? All right, I got my bread. It's toasted. I'll pull it off. Okay. So check this out. This is grain-free bread. It's totally toasted up. And now I am going to put some of the tuna in here. Now, I like my tuna salad just very, very simple. I am not someone who chops everything up. If you like veggies in your tuna salad, by all means, put veggies in your tuna salad. But if you were looking for a quick lunch for your kids, 2 cans of tuna, a quarter cup of mayo, a tablespoon of my dairy-free ranch seasoning, and you have tuna. Well, you have tuna salad, excuse me. All right, now I need a knife. So, ooh, this is really hot. And I don't have a napkin, so let me grab a paper towel. So, I want to thank you for joining me today. And as you're thinking, oh my gosh, my kids can have all that. My kids can have donuts. My kids can have waffles. My kids can have pancakes. We really want your kids to be able to eat like normal. And we're just going to use different ingredients to make those foods. Now, in today's live, when I grilled my sandwich, right, I used my, I used my floppy sandwich bread. Like I said, I'm still testing this. I used my lectin-free butter. And this is delicious, girls. That really is good. So I have a lectin-free butter, I have a lectin-free flour, a lectin-free egg replacer. And these recipes combine to make the building blocks of the recipes that you've been dreaming of. Your cakes, your breads, your casseroles, your cookies, your pies, in the same way that standard ingredients combine. So by knowing how these ingredients work together, we can get anything back on the menu for your kids. I've supported my VIPs with breaking recipes for pierogies and chicken fried steak and tortillas and churros. Yes, I said it, churros. And the list goes on. So I hope that you have a delicious day, and I can't wait to see your name on my calendar. I love you. The possibilities are endless when you break a recipe.